Okay, so picture this. That soft glow from your phone, right? You're swiping, endless swiping through potential matches. I mean, it's a scene lots of us know pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what if, beyond just suggesting matches, the AI in that dating app was, well, practically running the show, making the choices for you?
Right.
Welcome to dating in, what, 2025? Where artificial intelligence isn't just, playing matchmaker, it's really shaking up how we fall in love.
And that's exactly what we want to get into in this deep dive. We've got a whole stack of fascinating sources here that really explore these huge shifts happening in modern romance.
Okay.
We'll look at the big promises of this smart matchmaking tech, the appeal, but also the problems with AI companionship.
Right, the companionship angle, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And just what does it all mean for, well, for the human heart in a world that's getting more and more shaped by algorithms? Our sources, they have so many stories.
Mm.
Some are really heartwarming, others, honestly, a bit heartbreaking. And some surprising insights into where, Cupid's arrow might be pointing next.
Okay, so let's start with just the sheer growth we're seeing here. AI-powered dating apps. Apparently, they saw something like a 300% jump in growth in 2024 alone,
It's massive. Yeah,
with over 50 million users worldwide now basically trusting algorithms with their love lives. That's a huge shift.
it really is.
I was reading about Arjun, a 34-year-old architect from Mumbai. He said his dating profile, which an AI writing assistant actually put together for him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that profile directly led to his current relationship. And he said something that really stuck with me. He said, the AI somehow captured everything I struggled to say about myself.
Wow.
It was like it reached into my soul and pulled out the words I couldn't find.
That's quite a statement. It
Yeah.
really speaks to this idea of a digital Cupid's arsenal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because these modern AIs, they're not just matching like, oh, you both like hiking. They can analyze up to 800 personality data points.
800. Seriously, like what sort of things?
All sorts. We're talking subtle things like micro-expressions, how fast or slow you talk in video profiles,
Okay.
your specific writing style and messages,
Hmm.
how quickly you reply, your, communication patterns overall,
Yeah.
even stuff like your taste in music or what you watch.
Huh. That's way beyond what a human could track.
Exactly. Way beyond what any human matchmaker could realistically process. And look, it seems to be leading to some, well, unexpected successes.
Like?
Like Samira. She told this story about how the AI paired her with someone she said she would never chosen myself.
Really?
Yeah. And now they're happily married. She reckons it saw patterns in our personalities that no human could have spotted.
So it's seeing these deeper connections, maybe things we don't even see in ourselves.
That seems to be the idea. And it's not just
Wow.
about the initial match either. We're seeing the rise of these virtual dating coaches.
Ah, right? Like an AI helping you chat.
Kind of. This guy, Ibrahim, he described his AI coach app as like having a relationship therapist in my pocket.
Wow.
Apparently, the AI analyzed his conversation habits, suggested small changes, and he says it taught him when to listen, when to share, and most importantly, when to just be myself.
That's pretty useful.
It seems so. And we have other real-world examples. Priya and Aditya in Mumbai, for instance, found each other via an AI app.
Yeah.
They were matched on shared interests, yeah, like trekking and photography,
Okay.
but also on complementary personality traits that the AI picked up from their chat patterns. They actually credit their happy marriage now
Yeah.
to how precise that AI was.
Incredible.
And then you look at the big players like eHarmony. They claim their AI systems have led to over 2 million marriages worldwide. The numbers?
Well, they're certainly compelling.
Astonishing impact, really. But, okay, what happens when the AI stops being the matchmaker and kind of becomes the companion itself?
When it's not just setting you up, but is the relationship, we're seeing these AI chatbots and virtual assistants get really good at conversation, right?
Yeah, scarily good sometimes.
And in Japan, apparently this is really taking off. Thousands turning to virtual partners like those gatebox holograms.
That's right. There was that famous case of Akihiko Kondo, who actually married a hologram of a virtual idol, Hatsune Miku.
He married a hologram.
He did. He said he found a sense of connection with her that he just couldn't find elsewhere.
Wow. Okay.
And look, the appeal of these AI companions,
Yeah.
it's significant. They offer something many people crave.
Which is?
Well, unlike humans, right, these AIs are programmed not to judge you or misunderstand you or let you down.
Ah, okay. Stability.
Yeah, and unwavering patience, attention, kindness. So for someone maybe struggling with loneliness or social anxiety, They can provide this unique feeling of validation, of comfort.
Like a safe space.
Exactly. Take Replica. It's an AI chatbot designed to be like an AI friend who always listens. This woman, Jessica, 34, she shared how she really leaned on her Replica during a tough breakup. She found like genuine emotional comfort talking to it. She actually described that bond as a real source of support when she felt vulnerable.
That definitely speaks to a deep human need for connection, doesn't it?
Right.
But it does make me wonder if those lines between, real human feeling and just a programmed response get blurry.
Yeah.
How do we even define what's authentic anymore in this kind of relationship?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a really crucial point. I mean, is it really love if the object of your affection can't truly feel it back in a human way?
Right.
These aren't easy questions, and the tech is just racing ahead. There are AI tools being developed now that can analyze your body language, emotional intelligence, tiny micro-expressions, your voice tone.
Seriously?
Yeah, some are even designed to give you, like, post-date reports on how you did.
Wow. Like feedback on your date performance.
Kind of. And all that sophistication just makes this whole discussion about what makes a connection truly meaningful even more intense.
Yeah, okay. Because this brave new world, as you put it, it's definitely not all happy endings, is it? We need to look at the human cost, too.
Absolutely.
I read about Priya, again, different Priya. Her story was more of a cautionary tale. She got so dependent on the AI's dating advice that she basically couldn't trust her own judgment anymore. She felt like she'd lost myself in the process.
That's worrying. And unfortunately, it seems her experience isn't isolated. Studies are showing some concerning trends.
Like what?
Well, something like 45% of people using these AI dating apps say they feel more anxious about making relationship decisions without the AI's input.
Wow, nearly half.
Yeah. And 30% admit they become overly reliant on the AI's suggestions. Another 25% say they find it hard to tell the difference between, genuine attraction and the match the algorithm pushed on them.
It's blurring the lines of their own feelings.
Exactly. And these impacts, they seem to be really shaping the younger generations. Our sources point particularly to Gen Z in New Zealand, but honestly, it feels like a pattern we're seeing in youth cultures everywhere.
Right. The swipe society, as they call it.
That's the term, yeah. It's really taken hold there. Over 60% of Gen Z singles under 30 in New Zealand use dating apps in the past year.
60%?
Yeah. So the whole, romantic origin story, it's definitely shifted. It's less about meeting someone by chance.
Yeah, the cute meet cute story.
Right. Less of that and more about chat prompts and, swipe decisions made in just seconds. It's like a complete rewiring of how young people approach romance.
So those spontaneous coffee shop encounters are getting rarer.
For many, it seems so. What we're seeing instead is this gamification of attraction.
Gamification, like turning dating into a game.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Swiping gives you that little dopamine hit with every match.
Right.
But it also means rejection or getting ghosted feels like losing the game. And the apps, they often push looks or a witty bio or just being online at the right time rather than digging into real compatibility. And the effect is it's sort of taught young people to treat people like content.
Ugh. Treat people like content.
Yeah, content to be judged, swiped, and dismissed really quickly, which leads to this weird paradox. Quantity over quality.
More matches, but less meaning.
Exactly. Loads of matches, but fewer actually meaningful conversations. You get what people call dating fatigue, emotional burnout. Lots of these talking stages just fizzle out before anyone even meets in person.
Right.
And that can create this real sense of emotional detachment.
That makes sense. And I guess the system probably reinforces certain pressures too, right? Like beauty standards.
It definitely does. Your swipe decisions get filtered through location, photos, these often very carefully crafted online personas. It can create subtle biases, amplify beauty standards pushed by influencers, which, can be really isolating if you don't fit that narrow mold. And even though the apps promise to make things easier, they often just breed confusion. Loads of Gen Zers feel unsure. Like asking themselves, okay, are we actually dating? Is this exclusive? Or are you just like bored and lonely right now?
Yeah, that lack of clarity sounds really stressful.
Totally. It means finding someone might seem easier, but actually feeling something real seems harder. You end up with a generation that, according to some sources, is deeply lonely in matters of the heart.
Wow. Deeply lonely. That's quite something.
It is. And it ties into how hookup culture has become so mainstream for Gen Z. Again, highlighted in the New Zealand context, but relevant broadly.
Right.
Now, for some, maybe that feels empowering, but many others describe it as disorienting, transactional, and emotionally numbing.
Transactional. Yeah.
Often it seems it's less about genuine desire and more about, well, fitting in or trying to avoid loneliness or maybe even proving something about your self-worth.
Hmm.
There was this really poignant quote from a 22-year-old in Wellington. She said, "We pretend not to care, but deep down, most of us want something real. We just don't know how to ask for it anymore."
Oof. That hits hard.
It really does. Because the apps make casual encounters easier to arrange, right? But then ghosting after a hookup is super common, and that can be really emotionally jarring.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's this silent impact on mental and emotional health. People talk about post-hookup depression. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Having sex without feeling emotionally safe, it can leave these lasting doubts like, was I actually valued or was I just convenient?
Right. That constant questioning.
Exactly. Daniel Chi, who co-founded a platform called Vidude, he put it really well. He said, "We've made sex easier than ever to access, but harder than ever to feel good about. What's missing," he says, "is emotional fluency."
Emotional fluency. Okay, that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Which brings us to the big question. Can these algorithms, can code truly replicate or understand or maybe even improve on, well, on love, which is
Yeah.
messy and unpredictable?
Yeah, inherently human.
Exactly. I saw Dr. Fatima Khan, who researches AI-human interactions. She stated that modern algorithms can predict relationship success with about 67% accuracy,
67%. Okay.
which, she says, is actually better than many human matchmakers.
And that's
Aw.
that's impressive, statistically speaking. But Dr. Khan adds this really crucial caveat. She says, the danger lies in forgetting that love isn't just about compatibility metrics.
Right.
It's about the beautiful chaos of human connection. And we see this play out. Remember Mohammed and Aisha?
Oh, yeah, the couple from Mumbai.
No, this is a different story. Their AI match score was like 95%, super high,
Okay, should be perfect then.
you'd think.
Right.
But Aisha said their first date was just awful.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She said, we almost gave up. But then they decided, okay, let's just ignore the AI's conversation prompts and suggestions and just be ourselves. And she said, that's when we really fell in love.
Wow, so ditching the AI actually saved it.
Exactly. It just shows how that human spark, that connection, it often just defies the algorithm. The thing about human connection is, it is fragile. It is imperfect. It's messy, unpredictable, sometimes really challenging.
Yeah.
But it's in those imperfections, right? That's where love finds its depth, its meaning. It's in laughing together at a terrible joke or getting through the occasional argument or even just sitting in comfortable, awkward silence.
The stuff algorithms can't really measure. So for all the data points, AI just struggles to capture that spark, that unpredictable human thing.
Precisely. I mean, AI, no matter how sophisticated it gets, it just cannot replicate the richness of shared human experiences.
Yeah.
The feeling of someone touching your hand, the warmth of a genuine hug.
Yeah.
And there's a real risk if we start relying only on AI for emotional fulfillment. It can end up creating this kind of echo chamber where we're mostly just interacting with a reflection of ourselves programmed to agree with us.
Right. It doesn't challenge you.
Exactly. Whereas real human relationships, they do challenge us.
Yeah.
They push us to grow, to compromise, to step outside our comfort zones. Because, love, after all, is as much about giving as it is about receiving. It's not just about getting perfect responses back. It's a two-way street.
Okay, so how do we navigate this then? How do we find that sweet spot, bringing tech into our love lives without losing the essential human bit?
That's the goal. Right.
Yeah. Some industry experts suggest thinking of AI as a guide maybe, but not a guardian.
Like that. Guide, not guardian.
It's trusting your gut feelings over what the algorithm says,
Doesn't
setting boundaries on how much the AI gets involved, and just remembering that, chemistry, you can't really code chemistry.
Those are all really crucial guidelines because AI can be helpful. It can genuinely serve as a bridge, not a barrier.
How so?
Well, maybe it helps you understand your partner's love language better, or suggests ideas for a surprise date based on things they've mentioned, or even offers some, data-driven insights if you're trying to resolve a conflict.
Okay, so using it to enhance, not replace.
Exactly. Augmentation, not replacement. Remember Zara, who we mentioned earlier? The one whose AI-crafted profile led to her relationship?
Yeah.
She found her match with AI help, sure, but what made her actually fall in love, she said it was something no algorithm could predict. The way he laughs at his own bad jokes, how he remembers exactly how I like my chai.
The human things.
Exactly. The human things. And this feeling really seems to connect with some trends we're seeing now among Gen Z. After dealing with all that swipe fatigue,
Yeah.
some are moving towards slow dating, being more intentional about finding love, embracing things like dry dating, more vulnerability, setting clearer boundaries.
Interesting. A bit of a backlash, maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Or just finding a better balance. Daniel Chai's point really sums it up, I think. He said, teaching our young people to connect beyond the screen is the most important relationship we can invest in.
And ultimately, it seems like that connection, that real connection, is always going to be fundamentally human, isn't it?
Yes, I truly believe that. Love, in all its messy, magnificent glory, will always be a fundamentally human experience.
Yeah.
The real challenge isn't choosing, technology or tradition.
Right.
It's finding that sweet spot where digital innovation enhances rather than replaces the raw, real magic of human connection.
Wow. What an incredible journey through this deep dive. We've really covered a lot. AI's amazing capabilities in dating, even companionship, but also those really crucial lessons about our own human nature and the dangers of leaning too heavily on the algorithms.
Absolutely. And maybe the final thought to leave everyone with is this. Ultimately, it's not the algorithms that make us fall in love. It's those butterflies in your stomach, right? The way your heart skips a beat. That chemistry that no computer can ever fully explain.
Yeah.
So as this technology keeps evolving, maybe ask yourself, what are the human things that you will cherish most in your connections? And how will you make sure that the magic of feeling seen, understood, and loved for who you really are, how will you make sure that endures beyond the algorithm?